Who is held accountable, Justin, when an EAD renewal delay causes a legal worker to lose their job, whether it's the individual or the system itself?
So it's the individual, obviously. Like almost any aspect of US-based immigration, the immigrant is almost always the one left holding the bill because that's how the system works. In this circumstance, if you read the IFR, which I advise you guys, if you have an opportunity to, please go read through it. It is long, it is a slog, there are some legalese nonsense in it. But really read into it and look at what they're saying their justifications are and what the end results are. Because part of this is they have to explain what the economic impact of this is going to be. Nestled in that IFR is, in my opinion, the root cause, the implementation of this policy. So it talks about what will happen to businesses who can no longer employ these individuals because they're no longer subject to the automatic extension. The IFR says that, well, those jobs can be filled by other workers. And other workers, let's not hide the ball here, US-born Americans. So they can take these positions, or the organization can transfer the responsibility among the currently employed individuals as a way of bearing the cost until the EAD subject individual is able to work again. And that's it. I mean, that's what they're trying to do here. They're basically saying, if you have an EAD, file 6 months before it expires and hope we adjudicate it on time. Do we promise we're going to adjudicate it on time? No, we're not going to be held to any level of standard whatsoever. We're just going to say, hey, file it when you can. We'll see if we can get to it. If we can't get to it and you lose your job, we don't care, because that's kind of the purpose of why we're doing this. And so, yeah, it's the individual that deals with it. Now, the consequences of it will be far-reaching because, as we know, the EAD for the H-4, the EAD is not employer-specific, right? So an individual can work for themselves. They can work anywhere for any other business or industry. Ergo, that EAD is far-reaching. You have people in tons of different fields that utilize this privilege to work in the United States while they're here legally. When that impact is becoming felt is when we're going to see individuals in important fields for society lose their work authorization. We're talking about medical professionals, individuals in healthcare, individuals holding high-level positions within organizations such as, managers, directors, all those kinds of things. So those kinds of people who are going to be directly impacted, it's going to hurt them, and it's going to hurt their household. But it's also going to hurt their employer, because now the employer is looking at a circumstance where, a month ago, there was already a baked-in policy that allowed for them to not have to worry about the EAD process because these people were able to get extensions automatically when they filed and followed the conditions required. Removing that creates an issue for them because how important is the worker? What does this person do? Is it specialized? Is it something that can only be done by a few people, maybe in the world? So those are the kind of individuals that our firm is looking for in terms of plaintiffs, because we do want to show that this isn't just going to impact somebody who's opened an Etsy shop. And you know what? The person that opened an Etsy shop that is being impacted, you are important too. But the most sympathetic plaintiffs are going to be the ones whose job loss not only impacts them, but impacts their community. Because, maybe it's a rural healthcare provider or a dentist or some other field. Heck, maybe it's a therapist in somewhere where a town where that's the only one, and to lose that means these people are going to lose access to important mental or physical healthcare. So those are the individuals we're hopefully looking for. But to kind of put a button on this, the individual is always the one that ends up, stuck with the bill when these policy changes happen. Employers can always pivot if they have to find new employees. If it's an incredibly difficult situation, it becomes more nuanced, opens the door for more of an understanding of litigation. But inevitably, the people are the ones that are going to suffer from this.